Hello and welcome investors and potential investors. In this and future episodes, I hope to bring you valuable information on companies that you might be thinking of investing in. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at Nestlé. We will look at the following: share price, future growth, financial health, dividends, and one of the most important things is the share price over or undervalued. I just want to say for transparency that at this moment I do not own any shares in Nestlé, but one of the reasons for making this video was to collect all relevant information so that myself and viewers could decide if it was a good investment or not. At the end of the video, if you want to share your thoughts and your opinions on whether you think it is or not a good idea to invest in Nestlé, then that would be fantastic. The more opinions that we have, then I'm sure that will be better for all the viewers. Just before we begin, I would also like to add that I am not a professional financial advisor, so please go ahead and do your own research before you buy any shares in any business. But hopefully this information will help. So first, let's take a look at the share price. So let's take a look back in 92, 93. The share price was £7.93. And now in today's market, the share price is £91.55. So we're going to come back at and have a look at this later on to see if it is a good value or not. But the current share price as I make this video is £91.55. So let's take a look at future growth, and the forecast for annual earnings growth is currently at 3%. And as you can see from this graph, that is below the Swiss market, which is 11.6%, and below the industry of 4.4%. Also, for the forecast for annual revenue growth, that stands at 2.6%, with the industry being at 2.9% and the Swiss market at 4.7%. So the actual growth is below both the market and the industry. However, there is growth there, and that is over the next 1 to 3 years. So as I said before, depending on what your objective is, if you are a long-term investor like me, I don't presume that will be too much of a problem as long as there is some growth in there. So let's move on to financial health. So the company is currently being financed through a high level of debt, with its equity ratio rising from 35.9% to 77.8% over the past 5 years. However, long term, Nestlé's debt is well covered by its operating cash flow, which stands at 42.5%. Normally we look at 20% being a good guide of where it should be. The interest payments from its debt is covered by its EBIT. Now for all the dividend investors, we come to probably your most important aspect of whether you invest or not. And that's obviously the dividends. So Nestlé's dividends yield is 2.51%. And whilst this means that it's not in the top 25% of the dividend payers in the Swiss market, which is 3.7%, it has been a stable dividend over the past 10 years, with the dividends being covered by its earnings. And finally, we come to the valuation. So the current price is £91.55, as I mentioned earlier in the start of the video. Now the fair price for Nestlé is looked upon as £79.34. So going by this, then the share price is overvalued at the moment. It's overvalued by 14.5%. So that's the information on the company. Obviously, as I said at the start of the video, go ahead and do your own research on whether you think it's a good idea to invest. It would be great to get your opinions on whether you think it is a good company to invest in. now or in the future, or if it's not. But let me know your thoughts, and I'll be thinking more of whether to invest in this company. Take care. See you next time.